This is dedicated to the man that was 30 years old. This man was 30 years old. DMX was 14. This is dedicated to the man that introduced drugs to DMX. DMX thought that he was giving him weed, but he turned around and gave him weed with crack laced inside of the weed blunt. In Philly, we call those turbos. Some people call those woolies. Woolies. But the fact of the matter that I'm trying to make is, if this man is alive today, like, how do you feel? How do you feel knowing that you gave a 14-year-old drugs and he trusted you? He looked at you as an old head. That's my old head. That's my OG. He looked at you as possibly a father figure. He was probably or possibly inspired by you. And you gave this kid, this 14-year-old vulnerable kid, drugs. How does that make you feel? And if you're not alive, right? Because it's possible that you're alive or whatever. Something probably could have happened to you. You in jail. Who knows? You probably could have died from something. I don't know. Whatever. But if you're not alive, to the family members of that scumbag who gave that 14-year-old drugs, how do it feel? How do it feel to know that he killed your idol? He killed your idol. This is an innocent kid. Look at first of all, kids are innocent. And yes, you have some 14-year-olds that do certain things, but at the end of the day, they're vulnerable. It's a lot of these 30-year-olds that did things to kids that's unexplainable. You got a lot of 30-year-old males that's running around touching on little girls, giving them gifts because they're vulnerable. You got a lot of 30-year-old males giving little boys gifts because they're vulnerable. And this is what I mean with you scumbags out here 30 years old doing these things to these kids. You killed DMX. Now, some may say, some going to argue, some bozo or some ignorant person going to say, how did he kill DMX when DMX was a grown man? He knew that what he was doing was wrong. He was taking drugs. He could have stopped. Well, let me tell you something about the disease of addiction and why it's so hard to stop. It's a disease. It's a virus. It's just like any other virus that you could think of, any other disease that you could think of. One thing about the disease, it's in your body. It's in your system. Okay? These things are in your system. It's like the stomach virus. If you get a stomach virus every year, it never goes away. That's the same as the disease of addiction. If you have herpes and it never goes away, yes, herpes never goes away. It's the same as the disease of addiction. It's a virus that don't go away. So for some people, when they get this virus, they can't control it. Think. The disease of addiction is just like any other virus that never goes away. So even with me, yes, I'm a recovering addict. I don't use at all, but the disease is still swimming inside of me. I can use any minute. And this is why it's so easy for people to get hooked back on drugs. So just like medicine or anything else to control a virus, that's the same thing as with the disease of addiction. But the difference with the disease of addiction, the medicine that they give people to control their substance abuse makes them even worse. So the only thing that we can use to control our substance is moving around, getting next to people that are drug free, talking to people, letting people know what's going on in your brain. And the reason why a lot of us get back on drugs, because when we're trying to talk to somebody, that person that we're trying to talk to kind of like shut us off. When you see grown men, 6'4", trying to talk, don't look at them as, oh, you a man. Why you bitching? No, let that man talk. Because it's a good chance he might get back on fucking drugs. See, when you don't understand the disease of addiction, you're going to look at it and be ignorant. So when I say that man killed DMX, he killed DMX because DMX couldn't control the disease of the addiction. He couldn't control it. He couldn't maintain it. For a person to get off of drugs, you got to be a strong individual. You have to be mentally strong for you to look at, because every damn thing is a trigger, man. Almost everything that a person do, say, smell, look at, it's a trigger. So yes, to the scumbag, to that man, he was a man. He was 30 years old. He was a man. To that man that gave DMX his first drug, you killed DMX. You killed him, sir. Because again, the disease of addiction, it's hard to control. This is why people are stuck on drugs. This is why people are stuck on drugs. You ask them to get off of drugs and they say they want to get off, but the disease is controlling me. It controls. So when you find a person that's offering them drugs, I'm telling you, you pay homage to them. And if you find a person that can't get off of drugs, I'm not asking you to baby them. I'm not asking you to enable them. What I'm asking you to do is get an understanding, get educated on why people can't get off of drugs. And I don't care what drug it is. It could be the least harmful drug, which is weed, or the most harmful drug, which is alcohol. Either way, drugs is drugs. And the bottom line is, it's hard to control, it's hard to maintain. It controls you. You know how many people did things just to get their drug of choice? You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is, my heart goes out to DMX and his family. We all got people that were on drugs. All of us do. So many people. Y'all need to understand that if it's a person on drugs, beating them up is not going to work. Talking down on them is not going to work. The only thing that you can do is just let them know either I got to let you go and love you from a distance and give you tough love, or the only thing I can do is tell you that the only way I'm helping you is if you want to get help. Other than that, this disease of addiction is the worst. I am fighting the biggest battle ever. Drug addiction. Drug addiction. Drug addiction. And I tell people over and over again, don't wait until something happened to me to spread my message. Don't do this. Because in my heart, I'm never getting back on drugs again. In my heart, I'm never smoking. I'm never drinking. I'm popping a pill. I'm not getting on dope. I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not smoking shit. I'm not drinking shit. I'm not popping shit. I'm not injecting shit. I'm not doing none of it. But God forbid if I get weak. God forbid if I get weak and something do happen to me. Don't spread my message then. Spread the message now. Spread it now. We got millions and billions of DMXs living in our communities, living in our countries, living in our states, living in everywhere. This is not a game for me. When I tell people I don't play with this shit, you know how many fake pills I took? Do you know how many fake pills that I took? I took so many fake pills in the 14 years of my addiction. It's people running around taking crystal meth. It's people running around taking ecstasy pills. It's all types of shit people are taking. Just so they can stay normal. Because people are afraid. So if you are afraid to tell a person that you need help, utilize the village. Don't use the village. Because that one person that's laughing at you telling you need help, it's 10 other people saying, I am crying, I am feeling for you, let me help you. Enough is enough, man. We got to get off of drugs. And see, it hurts poor people even more because we feel like, damn, the only way that we can get out of this pain, the only way we can get out of this pain is if we take drugs. It's so much pain inside. I'm not the only one with this pain. It's a lot of us with pain, and we normalize pain, and we think this shit is normal. It is not normal. You are a diamond. You are a diamond. You have diamonds inside of you, and you need to discover those diamonds. Get out of that mental, that bad mental space, man. Please don't let nobody tell you that you're doing something wrong. However you got to express yourself, express it. Talk to people. Get next to people. But I'm telling you, don't use. And if you're suffering from addiction, please don't be afraid to get help. That'd be the number one reason why a lot of us don't get help, because we are afraid. We are afraid. And then you got a lot of yes men around you. Yes men around you. You got a lot of people that you got money, and all they want to do, they know you on drugs. They know you suffering from addiction. They know you need help, but they afraid to tell you that you need help. They afraid to tell you, go get help. Because you got the money. Because you got the fame, you got the glory. And the only thing they want to do is continue with the fame and the glory. For those who never told DMX to go get help. How you feel? How do you feel? So, I just want to send my strength and hope to those who are suffering from the disease of addiction. It's a disease. It's a virus. It's going to always be inside of you, whether you recovered or not. It's an illness. The reason why people go crazy, either people go crazy, use drugs, or both. So I'm sending my strength and hope out to those people, to those who are in recovery. I'm sending my strength and hope to you to stay clean. We are the strongest people in the world. For you to not use anything, for you to not take anything, for you to go outside with a clear mind, nothing, no type of substance. I don't give a fuck what it is. Again, from weed to alcohol. I don't care. For you to say I have a clear mind, that's amazing. That's amazing to me. And I love y'all, man. And I'm going to keep fighting this fight. I was fighting this fight before DMX. And I'm going to keep fighting the fight after DMX. DMX inspired me. His story is sad. It's sad. It's sad. But that could have been me. I took so many fake Percocets, I could have died 80,000 times over. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm here. I'm here to tell a story. I'm here to give you the transparency. I'm here to give you the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm here to let you know that I love you and I want to hug you if you're breaking down. I want to tell you that I'm here for you. We here to fight this fight together. That's what it's all about. Stop being macho. Stop being tough. And stop thinking that, oh yeah, you got to endure pain. You don't have to endure pain no more. You don't have to take pain no more. Let's do it, man. Let's do it together. Let's fight this fight together, y'all. I love y'all. B. McFly, the top motivator in the world, and your sober messenger. Let's go.